This episode is sponsored in part by PTZ Optics. Why hire a camera operator when the control is in your hands? Visit ptzoptics.com for more information. And by NewTek, makers of the TriCaster TC1. Stun your viewers, not your accountant. Visit newtek.com for more information.
Hey guys, welcome to another Thursday night edition of Game Time. I got to make sure that I say it, and I'll get to the reason why I have to say that. But, as always, joining us with his Donkey Kong hat. Yes, that's right, you have to do that tonight.
Yeah, now I'm back in the freezing basement, so having my...
Why are you in the basement? Not that I should ask that, but...
So I can do this.
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
Okay, all right. We also got Wild Bill, who's been under the weather this week.
Yeah, a little bit, but on the mend.
And She-Line had a family emergency, so I'm sorry, guys. We had to bring on this guy.
What up?
It's your favorite comedian of the arcade space. No. So somebody in the chat room was like, it's the Four Horsemen of YouTube. I like that. I do. I like that.
I'm probably deaf. I'm the old one here, but, you know, that's all right.
Do you even know what the Horsemen are?
The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse? Of course. I watched X-Men. 90s. With oh, God, what was that? Apocalypse. With Apocalypse, of course.
No, I was thinking, I think he meant, like, wrestling, but, okay.
What's wrestling?
Okay. Anyways, all right, guys, so last week we didn't have a show because... Well, it was Thanksgiving. We hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
I had a show last week.
You had you had your old guys show on Friday. Yes, I got my Yule log up. I'm all ready for Christmas. And what about you guys? Black Friday came and went. We talked about some of the deals. Did anybody get any of the deals? Did you guys jump on anything over the Black Friday? There's a lot of them.
I went to T-Sticks and bought a ton of stuff at 40% off from the T-Sticks website. That was Black Friday. You can still get 30% off now at Holiday 30.
Did you put it in a bag?
Actually, you know what? Actually, I'm not going to say anything about the bags. I will say I went to a supermarket. I may have been escorted out once or twice from a supermarket lately, but, bags.
Oh, somebody's saying Legend Center 2.0. Oh, dear God. This is going to go bad really quick.
Oh, boy.
What about you, Bill? Did you take advantage of any Black Friday deals, or were you too busy laid up?
No, I did. I actually picked up a couple of things from New Wave Toys. P-Dubs, you'll be very excited. I got my Qbert coming.
Nice.
Yes!
And
yes!
Yeah, and I picked up one of those USB change machines. Those things look pretty cool, so I'm excited. Those should be coming in next week sometime. And that was the main stuff. A couple of games on my Switch. They had a couple of games on sale. I picked up from Konami the Contra collection and the Konami Arcade collection. They're normally like $20. They were $4 a piece. I'm like, yeah, okay, gotta get those.
What about you, Dubs? Did you pick anything up?
So, as some of you may know, my entire house has been suffering from flu. So we were still pretty sick on Thanksgiving. It was actually the first Thanksgiving in 15 years where my wife and we didn't cook Thanksgiving dinner. We got food out because we're just too sick. So when it came to like hunting for deals and sales and all that stuff, I didn't even care. I've been on so much medication and stuff. So this during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that stuff, guys, I did not buy a single thing. I didn't buy a single thing, video game related.
Mm.
I'm going to be honest. There really wasn't anything. We had to buy it.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? There really wasn't anything that says, I got to get this and it's a great price. From what I saw, the pricing for Black Friday started the week before, or even 2 weeks before. There was nothing that screamed go up Black Friday except for tsticks.com 40% off, which is now 30%. But,
So, unlike you guys, on Black Friday, I was hunting deals, but not the type of hunting that you guys were doing. I was out literally hunting deer, not deals.
Mhm.
So it was cold, it was blustery, but that's where I was the whole day on Black Friday. So I didn't even really know if there's any deals that were major until I'm sitting in there and I'm looking at it, and yeah, nothing super exciting that tickled my fancy that I had to rush out and get. I'm looking in the chat room. What about you guys? Somebody said here a little bit ago. Let me pull this up. Somebody said they got a gaming PC. That's a good buy, especially with everything else. Somebody said pre-ordered Dr. Seuss pinball tables.
Those look good.
They look really good.
Those do look good.
Let's see here. What else do we have?
What'd you buy, dudes? Put it in the live chat. What'd you spend your money on? I want to know.
Yeah, somebody else was also in the woods hunting. So I had my eyes on a motorcycle PC controller for Bikecade. Now you're talking, Bobby Broadway.
Nice. Yeah.
That's a Wild Bill one.
Yeah.
We can get that.
There you go.
But yeah, you know what? I'm being more fussy with what arcades that I put in here because I just don't have the room. I think Dubs, you said the same thing before, that you just don't have the room for this stuff, or you got to sell stuff in order to get it, right?
Yeah, my house is a living nightmare right now with the fact that I have machines on every floor in every room of the house almost, and but the goal now is to really consolidate, and in 2023 just have one room, and hopefully just filled with awesomeness and be done. But
Is that possible? Can you do one room?
I probably not, because we all have this horrible addiction to these retro gaming games. So who knows what kind of mess I'm going to wind up with next year? But I'm determined to get things under control. So we'll see.
I think really quick before we get into some AtGames news, we've got some sale information for them. So stay with us. We're rounding out 2022 here. And we all keep getting all these arcades. We're collecting all this other stuff. And this is a discussion we've brought up before, physical versus digital media all the time. But do you think that this is all like a fad? Do you think like in a year from now, like next year at this time, that we're all going to be sitting here talking about all these brand new 3/4 scale cabinets? Or do you think it's going to end?
Oh, 3/4 scale? Absolutely. Everything's going 1/6 scale. New Wave Toys, GRS Build-A-Cade. Another plug.
Nice. Well, this is actually something I've talked about on some of my streams on my channel throughout the year. I've mentioned this several times. Is to me, it always seemed like back in 2018 when like Arcade 1-Up came out, and then AtGames after that, it just felt like what I would call a 5-year fad, right? And if you think about it, next year 2023 is year 5. And I've been very vocal that me personally, and it's just my personal opinion, don't get mad at me, I just kind of feel like interest, like for me personally, and many others who I see their comments in public forums, so Facebook, Discord, Reddit, it just seems like a lot of people are just starting to get burnt out. Like we've been doing this for 4 years. We've been doing the arcade shuffle. We've been spending, like me, I've spent over $12,000 just on Arcade 1-Up. That doesn't include AtGames and all the other iArcade and what else? Like Rec Room Masters, like all the products in the house, right? Like I've spent $20,000 some dollars in the last 4 years on this hobby, and it just seems like year 5. It's like maybe it's time to take a step back, kind of tone it down a little bit. It just feels like we might hit a plateau eventually of this community. And if I had to guess, I think after 2023, it's going to really plateau. Unless these companies do something really innovative and really exciting to keep the interest going. And that's just my own personal opinion, but what do you guys think?
Bill, what do you think on it? You're new to this space here. I mean, I'm sure you're pretty excited about it, but do you kind of sense that as well?
It does kind of seem that way from hearing a lot of people who've been into this for a number of years. Like I said, this is, my first year as a streamer. It's really even my first year getting into these machines, having just bought a few this year. So, I mean, from a personal perspective, I'm hoping it doesn't end anytime soon. I got a bunch more, I've got space that I want to put stuff over the next few years for sure. But I mean, it's like anything else. You look at any, like Pete was saying, with innovation. You look at the big guys, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft. The life cycle of most consoles is about 5 years, and then they're on to the next generation of them. I don't know what the next generation of these kind of things is. I mean, yes, they innovate a little bit every year, but I don't know what the next big step is for them.
I think this guy knows.
Huh?
The next big innovation step for the arcade space. You said 1.6. Do you really think that, or I mean, obviously you have
here's the thing. I have the same problem. I think not as bad as you guys right now because my stuff got ruined. But the large machines, like an iArcade or the AtGames machine, you have one. You can put multiple things on it. Of course, you don't have the artwork. That's kind of the thing, though. People want the artwork. They want it to look like it. But space is a problem. So if you have a big multicade, we can play all those different games you want to play, and with special GRS controls available on T6.com, 30% off. Another plug. But for everything else, like the New Wave Toys machines are arcade accurate little machines, or Numbskull are arcade accurate little machines that you can have that arcade look of the machine that you like. You can still play on them. But honestly, at this point in the game, I have like 2 bedrooms upstairs between my collection and the arcade machines that I have up there. I have more down here. I'm working my way back down the basement. I'm back on eBay and Amazon buying shit again. So they're back down in the basement. And it does take up a lot of space. And you have to start to realize yourself, you know what? Sometimes what am I doing? I want the machines, and that's why like New Wave Toys is perfect and Numbskull is perfect because they're arcade accurate machines. And you only need 1 or 2 big ones. But me being the complete nut job I am, I have a hard time of letting them go. But at some point, that's my goal is to get rid of pretty much maybe all but 1 or 2 of my large ones and just keep the ones I really like. They won't have the right artwork, obviously. But that'll be the small ones like the Numbskull, New Wave, or the GRS Build-A-Cade trademark on T6.com, available right now. Go get one.
I want to put up this comment here from Devil Waldo. He says, will Arcade 1-Up make a pinball version 2.0? I don't even think that's something we want to discuss right now with the problems that Arcade 1-Up is having that we're going to get to a little bit later on. But I'm kind of at the point, too, where I'm running out of room. I'm like you guys, and I'm being very choosy. I wanted to build the atmosphere of an arcade. I wanted to build an atmosphere where you went to this local dive arcade that was like a little hole in the wall that you went to. Mm-hmm. And I think I've accomplished it. And at the point, you have to sit there and go, I've taken over this whole room, and you guys remember a year ago, I'm like, I'm going to have to go into the next room. I've already done that. I've already gone into the next room. And Dubs, you're already there too. You're like, I'm going to condense it down.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to do that.
Yeah,
and
I got the
Dubs,
the
you have
loft.
no basement, right? There's no basement where you live, right?
No, in Arizona, there's no basement. So, my office is full. The loft is full. That's where I was supposed to keep everything. But now I also have real arcade and real pinball machines downstairs in the one living room. And then in the other living room, I got a couple of arcade 1-Ups that can't fit in the loft. And in my garage, I have at one point, I was up to 12 machines in the garage. I got it down to 4, but now I'm back up to 8 machines in the garage. So yeah, I got stuff all over the place. So, it sucks. It sucks. Like, I don't want to have to be the guy that says I bought a bigger house just for my hobby. Like, I don't want to have to go
George
buy
Carlin,
a bigger
man.
house.
It's George
I don't
Carlin
wanna-
right there.
Yeah, like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to buy a bigger house just for my hobby. Like, I should probably just really keep what I really like and will continue to play and just start getting rid of the stuff that, I touch infrequently.
But how often do you guys touch your arcades? And I don't mean to clean them or dust them. How often do you guys play these machines that you've collected? Just being real here.
Well, like for me, for instance, because I have so many, and what's funny too is people give content creators on YouTube shit. They're like, they never play their stuff. Well, if I have 30 machines in my home, Yeah, I don't play 30 machines
Correct.
every single day. Are you out of your mind?
Right.
What kind of loser would I have to be that I play 30 machines every day? I don't have a wife, a kid, a job. I don't have a house I got to take care of. I got no responsibilities. I only should play video games to make you happy that I play my stuff. That kind of stuff pisses me off. But in all fairness, like every weekend, I play several of my machines. I'll jump back and forth between them all. But does that mean I'll get through all 30 machines in a month? Probably not. There might be a couple. I know there's a couple arcade one-ups I haven't turned on in like 2 months or so.
That's
like
good.
the
That
big,
might blow up on you.
you know, like I haven't turned them on in 2 months, but I'll get to them. I'll get to them. You know, and another reason too, a lot of us content creators don't get to play as much as you do is because we spend so much time creating content and information for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I literally spent more time modding and tinkering with like this pinball machine this week than I did playing videos because I'm trying to put out content for people out there to help inform them and educate them and excite them. You know, that's why we do what we do. So yeah.
So I just put a link in the chat room. I think it was Wayne Rice. He had asked about the LCD artwork. There is up on the pixelcade.org forum that you can get. It's community driven. A lot of the guys are putting artwork up there, and it's being updated pretty frequently. Like every couple weeks, there's new artwork. Very simple. You download it, follow the instructions. It's almost 4 gigs. Throw it on there. I love the artwork that they've been doing. It's great that the community's kind of taken over this. So hopefully, let me know if you can see the link in there because I don't know if YouTube's
It's there.
blocking. Is it there?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Yes,
Yeah, it's there.
So you can go there. It's completely free. So go over there. A lot of the guys are putting a lot of work into it. So sorry, I was looking for that while you guys were talking about that. But let's get into some AtGames news. I know there's a lot of questions. What is AtGames going to do? I want to buy this, but are they going to do a sale? We're going to talk about it here.
AtGames news and notes.
All right, so let's take a look. Do you want to go over? Do you want to skip the Legends Platinum owner, or do we just want to be brief with this of what this is, so people kind of understand what it is?
Yeah, I would rather skip to the next one.
Okay, all right.
We can come back to this one.
We can go back to that one. All right. So there's go ahead and
it's your show, but if
well, no, I just want to yeah. So you're going to do this segment here. So where do you want to go? Do you want to go to the actual sales? What's going or the pinball?
Just scroll down to the time. Scroll down timeline. Yeah, put that on the screen. All right. So this, in my opinion, was the most exciting news that AtGames released today because it's that time of the month where AtGames gives us their product updates, their of what their company's up to, and we did confirm they are 100%. It says here December 20th, Dr. Seuss Pack 1 is coming out. So everyone who pre-ordered Dr. Seuss Pack 1, it's coming out on the 20th. But if you are a Legends Platinum owner member, you're going to get the pack 1 day early. So you're going to get it on the 19th. That's one of the perks of being a Platinum owner is you get access to the new game packs and pinball and arcade game packs a day early. So looks like it's definitely going to happen. And they did confirm that the next set of Dr. Seuss games, pack number 2, is going to be released next June. And if people are like, oh my God, that's so long, that's so far away. Guys, it takes a long time to develop and create a virtual pinball table, even if it is a studio that's got experience like Magic Pixel, because Magic Pixels makes these games and they're that's their business. They do this all the time, but it takes time to develop and create these tables. So you can't just expect every 2 months AtGames to release brand new tables. It's just not going to happen. There's going to be a waiting period in between each pack. So pack 1 in December, pack 2 next June is when they're expecting to release it. So I think that's probably the most exciting news that I saw today from AtGames. Plus they got some sales, which I've been hogging the mic if someone else wants to go over these sales.
That's why we brought you on, P-Dubs.
So December 5th through the 18th, 9 a.m. Eastern to midnight Pacific, they're doing up to 45% off on their Christmas sale. And why is this relevant? I know a lot of you guys, you've been buying the Dr. Seuss tables. I think the big thing for me on this, for you guys, is we've been telling you guys how great the bit LCD is.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very affordable now, in my opinion. I mean, I think the mini pinball, the micro pinball is a little high still at $349, but neither here nor there. $249 for the bit
I personally
LCD.
I don't think $349 for that pinball is really that bad.
For the mini?
That's my opinion. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
Okay.
I don't.
The Legends Legends Ultimate, $469. Good price or bad price?
For the ultimate, it's not a bad price, but I still prefer the original unit. It had more features with it, the
So,
HDMI ports and stuff.
To
but
clarify
not a
why
bad
I said the
price.
mini was a little high on that, Dubs, you've seen it, and I'm sure you've seen it, Will, that the Legends Pinball full size is $399 at some Sam's Clubs.
Yeah.
Right now it's discounted. Yes, it
Right.
is. If you can find
Not-
it. If you
Not
can find
all.
it.
So
Not
what apparently that is there's a couple of SKUs of the Legends pinball. So the old stock, the Legends pinball that does not have the 16 gigabytes of internal storage on it.
Oh, that's right.
The older SKU, and keep in mind too, it's also up to the individual stores. They've been discounting those. All the newer stock, like if they have the newer Legends pinball and it's got like the 16 gigabytes of internal storage in it, the newer version, like that one is still like full price at most Sam's Clubs. But
Mhm.
it seems like that SKU, a lot of Sam's Clubs are trying to get moved out of the store. So
On
you're
the
seeing
old,
the-
can we call Ralph? I want to see if the Legends Ultimate still has the quad Xeon processors in there and the 5 terabytes of RAM,
yeah.
because that'd be a good deal for that.
Oh,
But Pete Dubs is right.
yeah. I do have an update about
That
the
makes
Dr. Seuss tables, and Buzz, you might want to put us full screen for this, all four of us.
All four of us?
So, yeah, because I want to get these guys' reactions to this as well.
Okay, let me do this.
So, so last week, I had reached out to AtGames on behalf of the community. I said, "Hey, AtGames, you guys put together a YouTube video, and you showed off like 60 seconds of gameplay for the Dr. Seuss tables." I said, "That's really not enough to excite people. Do you have some more clips?" And they sent me clips of Cat in the Hat and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And I did a video, and I showed like about 3 minutes of footage for each table. The biggest piece of critical feedback that was commented on my video was a lot of people said, "We're not happy that these games don't have any voiceovers. That there's no, like if you play like a Magic Pixel type game, you hear the guy say combo or, skill shot. And in the clips that I played, there was no voiceovers, right? There was no voiceovers. However, and this is an exclusive for your show tonight, Tech Buzz, I did confirm with AtGames. I say, "Hey, are there any voiceovers in these games?" They did come back and say, "Yes, there are voices for the characters
That'll be
in
cool.
the games, and the voices are specific to those games." So I'm hoping,
Nice.
we can get some updated clips soon at games.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That they can release those so we can actually hear the Grinch voice, the
Yes.
cat voice, because apparently the characters talk.
That would be
so-
cool, having the Grinch talk.
Right now, will those
Well,
voices-
as long as it's not Jim Carrey and Mike Myers,
Right.
we'll be all right.
now? Well, here's the thing, though. Now, will those voices be voices from the movie or any of the
Right.
old cartoons? I don't think
I'm going
so. I
to
think
bet you they're not. It's going to be completely
Nah.
independent.
Right.
voiceovers.
Yeah.
let's be honest. Do you think AtGames is going to spend all that money to license
No,
that stuff?
but-
I don't think so.
But somebody that sounds
They'll do it.
similar,
They'll get
that'll be
sound-alike.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the idea.
But-
Mike Myers.
But a lot of people made comments on my video when I showed the clips. They're like, virtual pinball is a lot more fun when you hear some like it talking to you, like skill shot or go for the ramp. Like depending on the game you're playing, there's always like some kind of voice call out. And there was none in the clips we showed, so I'm happy to hear there will be voices, and I'm excited to get some new footage because that's what I'm waiting for. I want to hear what those voices sound like. So,
Well, I think that'll be really exciting, for those that I'm excited for the Dr. Seuss. But one thing that I did see today, and maybe I missed it in the last couple of weeks, but they have a leg set now that if you want to replace your Legends pinball, maybe something didn't work right. We have the silver ones. These look like a metallic black or charcoal. But they did confirm that you can put this on, like Dubs, you have a Mini. You can put these legs on your Mini and instead of having it as a desk. And it's not bad. It's $49.99 for powder-coated legs.
Yeah, so they are, they've listened to community feedback. They are going to be selling pinball legs separately, finally. And these legs will be compatible with the full-size AtGames Legends pinball machine, as well as the AtGames Legends Pinball Micro, if you did want to put the legs on the Micro, which is, it's not necessary. It's supposed to be a bar top pinball machine. I just did a video showing people that it does fit legs and what it looks like in case they want to put legs on it. You don't have to.
That's right. No, it's
Yeah,
it's
and the funny thing is, it didn't look as ridiculous as I thought it was going to with the legs on.
Looks like a mini AT-AT.
Yeah.
But what I like is they're going to sell legs, and they're black in color, which will match both the Legends Pinball and the Legends Pinball Micro, because they have the black lock bars and side rails and black trim on the cabinets. You know, like, I think black legs look better on that pinball machine than silver, in my opinion. Some of you may disagree. That's totally fine. I'm excited they're going black. So yeah, man. So you're going to get some pinball legs. That's pretty cool.
The Bit LCD, somebody was also mentioning in the chat room. Yeah, $100 off with $25 shipping and handling. So $249.99. If you're on the fence about it, you need to get this.
That's real nice.
That's a good price.
That's a good price on that, and the shipping's not awful on it. For $25.
Even the Legends Gamer Pro, not bad. Like if you're one of those, you know, building your own. So there's some different sales along with the games. You can get some of the games here. Have you been playing any of the Activision titles? I sat and played Pitfall for quite some time. That was kind of a
I haven't
trip down memory lane.
I think those games are more Glenn style. Glenn, ain't that right, Glenn? Are these?
Yeah, they're from my generation for sure. They are.
They're not. They're not really me. They're not really me. I have the packs. And I tried a few of the games, and because they're like the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
Are they all 2600 games?
I believe.
I
believe they are.
It's just a lot of the games, like, they're just not for me. Like, for me, it's like NES is how old I like to go, because that was the first console system I ever used. Bill, what about you? Do you like Atari 2600 games?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Atari fans hate me because, guys, I just missed the boat on Atari. I'm sorry, I was an NES kid. So, did you try these? Were these good, Bill?
I haven't tried these. I haven't tried these yet. I want to pick up. I actually want to pick up the Activision one from my Legends Pro, and play it, because I do love those games. I have a lot of nostalgia for the old Atari games. So, okay. Forget I'm old. I'm old like Glenn. You just don't realize it.
Yeah, me and you were the youngins there, P-Dubs.
Wait. You're old? How old are you? You can't be that old. Give me a ballpark.
I will be 52 next month.
You're in your 50s?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. You're in your 50s?
I'm only in my 30s, so look at that.
All right.
See,
guys,
Dubs, we're the youngest ones here.
I'm a granddad, dude.
All right. Put me in. Can you put me and Bill in like a screen, just the two of us? Do you have that capability? All right. This guy's in his early 50s. I'm sorry, Bill. Let's try and help you out. Early 50s.
That's cool.
I'm in my early 40s, and I got to tell you, Bill, I think you look younger than I do. You look incredible for someone in your 50s.
You know why, Pete? That's exactly why he does. He's just getting started being a content creator. We've been doing it for a little while.
Oh,
yeah, that's what it is.
That is so true. If you go back and watch my YouTube videos from 2 years ago, I had way more hair and I had a lot less gray. In the last 2 years, YouTube has destroyed me.
Yeah,
well,
it does.
If I lose any more hair, I'll be completely bald. But the gray is definitely going to be coming.
Yeah.
I think Glenn has grayed more since we've been doing this show.
I'm white. I am just white.
Racist.
Yeah, hey, I'll admit it. King Creole right now in the live chat, he says Bill looks younger than Dubs. He does. I admit it. Bill, you look incredible.
Hey, let me say something real quick here.
I take good vitamins. Okay.
About King Creole. I was creeping on them earlier. They're doing a show right now with one of Glenn's buddies over there with Old School Gamer Magazine. If you guys aren't subscribed to that, Go
Come
to
on,
their
kids.
YouTube channel.
Come on, kids, get some old school gamer magazine. You'll enjoy it.
King Krill, feel free to put that link in the chat room. But those guys were on earlier. I was watching it as I was setting up. They were kind of going through, giving some walkthrough. They were talking with Ryan over there. It was a really. It's if you're into that and you like the magazine, I know we talk about the magazine. We're subscribed to it. It was a great time. So he'll put the link in there if you guys want to go subscribe to it.
Krill had a great comment in there. Just call me Papa Smurf. Just call me Papa Smurf.
Oh, Papa
There you
Smurf.
go.
Here, I'm going to pull that up just so you can have it right next to you. There you go.
Glenn is Papa Smurf. There you go. You are. Hey, big shout out and thank you to everyone coming on over from B Kong, Kong's R Us live stream. Thanks for joining Game Time. We greatly appreciate your support. And also thanks, B, for sending folks our way.
Yes, thank you, B, again, and welcome back from your trip to Hawaii. I would have rather be in Hawaii than to be playing in my arcade, but hey, that's how it is. Anyways,
real quick before I forget.
Before you forget.
Today is actually a very, very important day in the gaming industry. Today,
what's
if
that?
you go on Google itself, when you go up to your browser, today is Gerald Lawson's 82nd birthday. Now, Gerald worked for a company called Fairchild, and he was the inventor of the world's first cartridge-based game system before the 2600, the Fairchild Channel F. So if you don't know who he is, you can go right into Google. It should come up in the search page. He has a cute little thing that comes across there. But it's important in the gaming industry.
All right, let's do this. Wait a second.
It's him.
What do I need?
Click on it and see what happens. So
all right, we're going to click. We're going to click on.
He designed the Fairchild Channel F, which used the. Here, he's going to go through right here. Look at it. I'll shut up.
Oh, it says here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so everybody can see it here.
What's going to happen here?
I don't know. It says press the arrow keys to move. Oh, sweet. It moves.
Keep going.
Jerry got his start building arcade games in his garage for fun.
Okay.
He soon became one of the first black engineers, and I meant jump too soon. Press space bar to jump.
Doink.
This is pretty cool. In '76, Jerry led the team that developed the revolutionary first video game cartridge.
All right. And then what?
Jerry's work unlocked a whole new way for everyone to play video games, including you.
Right. So when Atari came out, it was called the Atari VCS because it was called the Fairchild Video Entertainment System, VES, I think it was called. So then they changed their name to Channel F, and then they changed to Atari 2600. But I know Atari's always been told that they were the first cartridge-based system out there, and that wasn't the Magnavox Odyssey because they weren't really cartridges. The Fairchild Channel F and Gerald. Today would have been his 82nd birthday. He passed away a number of years ago. But great man, very kind man for people who did meet him. And just to give a couple thoughts out to him and his family. For, again, the industry started pretty much with the Odyssey and this guy right here. Ralph Baer and him.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
See, when you're old, you know these things.
Yeah,
the old
Don't
guy. Always take us old people out of here.
No, we're going to take you out of there.
Yeah. And it is pretty cool that Google put that up for him.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, it was a toss-up between me and him, but I said, listen, give it
Now, I have it on good authority, folks, that tonight we are going to see Untamed.
Oh, boy.
Unrestricted, unhinged, Wild Bill content. You guys don't want to miss this segment he's got coming up. Ain't that right, Wild Bill?
Yeah, we're going streaking!
Yes!
Oh, my.
Wow, we just took a turn.
He just came out of...
All in the quad. We're going streaking. Happening right now, man. All right.
All right, before we get to Arcade 1-Up new, what we're going to talk about with that, let's go into Street Fighter 6. How many of you guys are super excited about Street Fighter 6?
Nope.
I'm so excited. I'm not that excited.
I want Tekken.
You want Tekken?
6.
Really?
I love Tekken. I love Tekken.
That would be cool.
They are coming out with a new Tekken. There is a new Tekken coming.
That's what I'm excited about.
I got guys in the chat room. They're like, yes. Endless 1-Up is yes.
To Tekken.
No, to this.
Oh, come on.
to Street.
So apparently there is a sign up right now for people to get into the next beta testing group. So I know a couple of content creators who are trying to get in. Me myself, I'm not the world's biggest Street Fighter fan, so I'm going to be excited for everyone else's excitement.
Yeah, that's about it.
I got into the beta test for the Xbox for the it's the pirate game. I forget what it's called. My son was playing it. They asked if I wanted to go in it, and they put all it's unplayable because they put ghosted all over the screen. Your username, your Xbox ID, it's like all over. It's almost like a watermark. It's like my son's like, Dad, I don't even want to test this because you barely see what's on the screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I'm sure this is similar, right? Because they don't want you capturing any footage or anything for it. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to look and see what the game was. But you guys aren't excited. You're not excited about it. It's not something that's interesting to you.
Mortal Kombat. That's my fighting game franchise. I love Mortal. I'll play any Mortal Kombat game, but Street Fighter just
it's
yeah.
You call
I am curious to see how they're going to do it as like an open world Street Fighter.
Like it's like the movie,
which is a little different, so. But other than that,
And he calls me the buzzkill.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie to your audience. Like
Bill,
everyone knows.
How are you liking your that arcade machine right behind you? What's that arcade machine right behind you? Right, go back to him. What's that machine called behind you?
You mean
this
one
right
here?
Here we go.
My Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yeah. Hey, I think someone else pre-ordered one. I think Steven. How's yours? I saw in the background there. What you got? What you got back there?
In the background? This?
Yeah, you got it.
No, I didn't get it. That's my.
Didn't get it.
I pre-ordered this October 6th. This, for those that was asking, somebody actually said this in the chat room. They were like, "Oh, my background is really nice. I appreciate that. My wife will thank you. That's actually our living room." Okay.
Nice.
But I put this in here using some creative photoshopping on the video.
But wait a second. Didn't you pre-order that?
I pre-ordered it on the 6th of October, and I'm hoping that a Christmas miracle will happen, and I will have this before Christmas.
2024?
Because I was wave 2, because I've seen guys like Michael B. and some of these other guys posting that they've seen it at Best Buy, which John D. explicitly told us that you won't see it before Christmas or at all in any of these stores, which Michael B. proved that wrong. So I'm a little miffed about that. But before we get into that rant, Matt Asher's Gaming says, your living room is on fire then.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just saw on, I think it was one of the 9,000 Arcade 1UP Facebook groups. So
you better be more specific than that.
I can't tell you which Facebook group because there's like 9,000 of them. And every time
there's only one original.
There's
only one original.
And every time Arcade 1UP releases a new cabinet, there's a new Facebook group dedicated to that cabinet. Please stop doing that, guys. Please stop. But in one of the groups, I saw they were literally on the floor at Best Buy, today. The picture was taken today. So, Steven, my question is this: if you ordered from Arcade 1UP directly,
I did.
Have they not shipped the direct orders yet?
They have not, and I think
only the retailer orders have shipped.
I never. So let me just preface this. I never pre-order any of these cabinets ever. But Arcade 1UP was talking about how much their customer service has gotten better, how much all of their their stuff inside of the headquarters was getting better. So I was like, okay, for the community, yeah, exactly. For the community, I thought, well, let me pre-order directly from Arcade 1UP just to see what the experience is like. I could have bought it first wave, and I know if She-Line was here, she'd be giving me crap because we've heard those stories. But, okay, I thought, well, let me put it in there. I mean, if I got to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, no big deal. I'm not even worried about the content at this point. I don't even care if it's online, and we'll get to that later. And it's like, I'm finding out, I get a notice that says and John D. even said on one of the shows that they did, that it's early December. I even emailed their customer support.
Did he say the year?
Well, so that's the other thing, right? They didn't state that either, even the customer service, right? So I'm patiently waiting, but how do you as a company, and I'm going to let you guys think about this when we go to our Make the Break, how do you as a company offer a direct pre-order from your website and retailers get it before you? They ship it out before you. Michael B. even bought it from a shop where he's at that was from the warehouse, because he backtraced it from the warehouse that Arcade 1-Up owns in California.
You realize your
wait.
pre-order money paid for the shipping for those machines to go
probably.
to those.
I feel
Steven,
like, yeah, go ahead.
We got to keep things legit. We got to make sure that we tell the truth. And what you said there about Michael B. was completely false and incorrect information. In full transparency, Michael B. was at a bait and tackle shop in the south side of Saskatchewan. He was at the south side of Saskatchewan, Canada, and they had 5 MVC2 cabinets in stock right there in the bait and tackle shop. So why Arcade 1-Up direct orders are just collecting dust, I can't tell you, but there you go. But we keep it on. Keep it honest.
We'll keep it. We'll keep. Okay, so
keep it honest.
So I'm going to get this super chat here in just
we got a super chat
just
from Hobby
one second
Right.
here, but I want to say I feel like Arcade 1-Up is a lot like our government, right? When they take money out of our paycheck and use it without interest all year long, and then they say, "Here you go. Here you get a quarter of that back," because essentially it doesn't cost them that much to make that cabinet. So you're getting a portion of that in exchange, which is your product, right? So they're using my money right now to build your KI Pro. You're welcome. Okay, so super chat from Hobby Hands.
You're not bitter at all, are you?
Not
Steve?
bitter. Yeah. Well, just wait. The show's just getting going. Wait till we get to the Arcade 1-Up stuff.
Yeah, he's just getting started.
I like Street Fighter better, Hobby Hands says, but I will concede that the Mortal Kombat movie is way better than Street Fighter movie. And hang on, I got to go back because it cut off some of it here. And one of the best movie conversions.
First Mortal Kombat movie, I will say, yeah. First Mortal Kombat movie.
Wait. Hold on a minute. You guys think Street Fighter the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme sucked? That movie
Compared
was
to the
No,
first
I
Mortal
don't-
Kombat, yeah. Man,
I don't think
it
it
was
sucked.
incredible. I love that movie.
I don't think it sucked.
It's
but
so, it's
It,
so
it wasn't
bad it's
Mario
good.
Brothers
It's so
bad,
it's
but it was not Mortal Kombat good.
I like that analogy. It's not Mario Brothers bad, but it's not Mortal Kombat good.
and it wasn't the
Yeah.
newest Mortal Kombat bad, but it was okay because the
Right.
newest Mortal
Right.
Kombat was.
I
Yeah,
think
It was disappointment.
I think Street Fighter the movie you could watch once every 5 years and it won't kill you. Like once every 5 years, throw it on, spend 90 minutes. Remember the great Raul Julia. Man, talk about someone who we lost too soon. What an incredible actor. Losing him, but just put it on he gave it all in that role. You know what I mean? Like he gave it all in that role.
And he was sick. He was quite sick during that as well.
Bison. But yeah, I'll watch it once every 5 years. And you know, the girl who played Cammy, wasn't that singer who's kind of a hottie or was a hottie back then? Who was that?
I
Wasn't the
forget.
Cammy
It's been a
girl?
while. I mean, this is what 20 years old.
Who played?
Well, we're trying to
Cammy
figure
in
that
Street
out.
Fighter?
We're trying to figure that out.
All right,
Do
I
not do the
digress.
same 5-year plan with the Mario Brothers movie. Okay, that will hurt you. So you can do it fine with the Street Fighter every 5 years. Don't ever do it with the Mario Brothers film.
No.
So it says Kylie Minogue.
Kylie Minogue.
Kylie
Yes, that was
Minogue,
it.
yes.
Kylie Minogue. She was a hottie back then, and
I'll pull that up.
She still is.
Yes,
know?
Dubs.
Why
what
not?
are you talking about? Why can't be hot now because she's older? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, yeah, she was a
Wait a second. Didn't you just do a video on this
Yeah.
of all the
Look,
hotties of video games and movie world? And you just did. How did you miss this?
I don't know. I don't know. But all I
First
can
of all,
say is
P-Dubs, if I'm not mistaken, you were in Retromania, so you may qualify for hottie yourself.
that's true. That's true. And hey, all I have to say is if Kylie Minogue showed up at my house dressed as Cammy, I would modify her cabinet.
Oh, but on that note, we are gonna
Wow.
we're gonna see about make or break. We'll be right back.
Make or break.
Hey guys, it's time for another edition of Make or Break. Sony brought out the PS Vita as a successor to the PSP. Personally, it was one of my favorite handhelds of that time period, although some didn't agree with that. Some feel that this was a fail on Sony's part. Some say it just didn't have the games. What's your thought on Sony's PS Vita? All right, guys. I put this out there because this was one of my favorite consoles of the time, handhelds. I want to ask these guys because obviously I'm a fan of it. Glenn's over there sleeping. That's when he does. That's when he has his nap time. Is during these.
I didn't realize we're back. I'm sorry. That was like 10 hours long.
All right, we're gonna start with Bill this time. Bill, was it a make or a break?
I think it had the potential to be a make, but I think it got, like so many of these things, it's like it got to a point where they just weren't supporting it. I don't know if they felt like they couldn't compete with the DS or from Nintendo, but It was a great little machine. I didn't own one, but I always thought it was really cool. It was one that I always wanted to get. I think by the time I was really interested in getting it was when it started to wane, and they just weren't making games for it. They weren't really supporting it anymore. So Sony killed it. Sony killed it. It was a good little machine, but it lost support.
All right, Mr. Dubs, make or break.
Well, I mean, I never owned one. I never had one. I kind of regret it. Like, I see them a lot of times when I go to like all these little like conventions and stuff where like, they have like people sell these still. Like, hey, here's a used one. But I never owned one. I never played on one. I was more into the Xbox. So like the PlayStation stuff. Geez, when did this thing come out? Was it like around 2012 or 2013?
Yeah, I think right around the time PS3.
Yeah. So yeah, so for instance, I had the PS1, PS2, and then I switched and became an Xbox fan. My first PlayStation product since the PS2 is the PS5. So I never got into the PlayStation handhelds and stuff. So I really can't tell you if it made or broke like the company, or is that what we're supposed to answer in this segment? Like, was it a fail for the company or not?
Yeah, that's
like,
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's a game, if you feel like it broke it for the system. But did Sony really? Did they make or break this?
Well, from what little video game YouTube videos I've seen that other people have made in the past, like, didn't they say, hey, you know what? From now on, like, we're focused on the PlayStation 4 or something, and they kind of stopped supporting it.
Which they were stupid.
So because they gave up on their own product, I would say it's a broke thing because they gave up on it to focus on something else.
I don't think people understand the potential this has.
Are correct. Yeah.
Like I was telling the guys, I got Retro Arch on this, where I have all the I have all the TurboGrafx 16 games on there. I've got Neo Geo games on there that I can run in Retro Arch, and it's soft modded, so I don't have to break anything. It's all done with software. Glenn, I know you said you didn't have it. I mean,
I didn't, but I know a lot of people did, and I will say that the PSP and the Vita had a beautiful screen on it. The controls were very tight. The quality, I thought that for the price, you got really a lot for your money, even though I didn't personally own it. But I agree with Bill said. It didn't kill it. The company killed it. They really stopped supporting it, which is a real shame because Sony did pack a lot of tech, a lot of high-quality stuff, especially that screen. All the screens were great, and the controls were great. So it is a bit of a shame. But this I can't say is a break when the company itself didn't fully support the product. It's kind of the reverse of what we'd be talking about here. So I'm going to say abstain.
So at my old house where I didn't have a game room, the best feature that I had with this, like if the wife and the kids were watching TV, was the ability to play my PS3 or PS4 remotely on this device. That was a make for me 100 times over. I mean, Nintendo with the 3DS had the better games as far as, the more friendly games, if you will. But this one, man, I'm telling you, I was really disappointed when they killed it. And there's still a community out there. So if you're a Vita fan, there's still a community out there that is keeping it alive, and there's new games coming out for it, just like Limited Run Games does, that they're creating stuff for it. But our poll, 64% say it's a break, 14% say make, 17% say yes, 6% say no. So we've got kind of we've got a lot of people say it's Sony broke it, done, kaput.
Well, I mean, they kind of gave up on it from what I've heard and read and seen on other videos. Like, they abandoned it. So, I mean, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't. What definitely was not an issue with the machine. It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. The make or break segment is whether the product, kind of hurt the brand, but it was the opposite. The brand itself didn't support it, so it was kind of weird.
I threw you all a curveball. I threw you a curveball on that one.
I do find it funny though that if I go to when I was living in the Chicagoland area, there was a chain of stores. I think they were called Half Price Books. I don't know if you have any Chicago viewers out there. and I don't know if that chain was beyond the Chicago. But Half Price Books was like a place you go and you trade in like your comics, your video games, your and all that stuff. Every time I would go in, they would have like PS Vitas, like tons of them in the cabinets. And out here in Arizona, they have, I think it's called Bookman's. Anytime I go into Bookman's, it's the same kind of chain as a Half Price Books, you go in there and go to the video game section where they have all the Nintendo and Sega and Super Nintendo games in the glass cases. There's always a stack of PS Vitas in there. You know what I mean? Like,
They're worth a lot.
I could go get one tomorrow because they're always there, but I just missed the boat, and I'm just gonna.
Just to make you sick, they were about 200, about 150 to 200 new, because they used to have a SIM card in it where you could be on the internet constantly with it. Now these are like $350, $400 if you go, especially if they're in the box and they're like mine is. It's double the price for them. So if you're a collector out there, get it now because the price is going up. It seems like every failed system, the price goes through the roof. I mean, just look at the
Jaguar.
Look at the TurboGrafx 16. I mean, all of them.
Now,
Yeah.
But the TurboGrafx 16 was really I can't really say it was a failed system. It was a really good system.
Compared to like Nintendo, Sega, that sold more. And that's what I'm determining. I thought it was great. I wish I owned it when I was a kid. I really do. But my parents were like, Nintendo and Sega run everything. Like, you don't want that. We could have bought it for what, $50 at one point, 25.
No, that's when it really hurts. When you got something back then that cheap and you didn't get it. It hurts. It stings. Look at the Adventure Vision, the NTX Adventure Vision. I had to build one myself. They were going for $30 back in '82. Now there's one on eBay now, $5,000, and that's not a price that people ask for. You know, that's $3,000 to $5,000 for this, and it's literally plastic and a lens and 40 LEDs, and that's it.
That's what King Creole was saying earlier tonight on the show. He was like, he goes, yeah, you can go open your garage now or your attic, and you know you could have millions of dollars sitting there in gaming consoles and stuff, and he's not lying. Like, you go back to your parents' house.
You have to remember, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay.
True.
You know.
Speaking of worth what people are willing to pay, it's now time to talk about Arcade 1-Up.
Arcade 1-Up. News and notes.
Yes. I think we did. No, I didn't hear your R2-D2.
No, you're hearing my cash register.
I was hearing his cash register. I'm sorry. Do you have it? The audio pulled in?
Does that come through?
No.
I don't hear
Never mind.
We'll have to work on it. Dubs is trying to throw some sound effects in. All right. So,
all right.
This week, you know, everybody's clamoring for online with Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Arcade 1-Up finally released some updates for both of these cabinets, right? And everybody's excited and they're screaming from the rooftops, making videos and throwing things out there and updating their cabinets. And they find out that it's only one game on Blitz after all this time. They got one game online. Okay. I think Dubs, you're the only one that has the actual Blitz arcade.
Blitz? Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Steve.
Okay, so he's the only one with Blitz. Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about there, Steven.
So, I've been watching different videos. I've been watching some people talk about this. I've watched some other content creators who were like, yes, this is ready to go. It's great. And then they go to play it, and they're like, this is really good. But then when they go to play it with other people, it won't connect. They're asking for hotspots. I think it was the Your Average Gamer. He tried to do this on his show that he did. I forget what the show is, but he does it Saturday. And I'm sitting here and I'm going, why Arcade? But Arcade 1-Up put the beta symbol on. How long did Google do that? Google did that for 9 years. That was their excuse of why everything was broken. Google. It's beta, guys. Gmail. It just listen. Taiwan just took all your information. Oh, it's okay. It's beta. It's beta.
Oh boy.
We're okay. We can do this. It's beta. So Arcade 1-Up throws the beta sticker on. I feel like that's what every company does when they have no answers to the problem. And I, as a guy that worked in software for almost 20 years, I really feel like they're having the wrong people beta test this. Don't go after your super fans. Go after people that understand software, that understand games, that have played these games. And I don't mean 30 years ago they played these games, but they understand the mechanics. Because I think, Dubs, you and I were talking about this. You play a game on the NES when you were a kid, and you were like, this is great. And then you play it today, and you're like, well, this is kind of not how I remembered it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you're tainted.
We were talking about how, like, on a lot of like retro console games that we grew up playing, back then when you were playing it, you felt like the game was fast and incredible, and it works wonderfully and it's beautiful. And if you go and play that game today, there's a lot of games where you try to play it, you're like, I don't remember the game being this slow. It was probably always that slow, but you thought it was fast when you were a kid. You know what I mean?
So I took that analogy,
and
I threw my Blitz disc, a Blitz, I think it's like 2000 or whatever, in my Dreamcast. Somebody correct me if that's the wrong one, but I've got Blitz on my Dreamcast. I threw it in there, and I started playing it. I'm not a Blitz guy, okay? So I started playing this thing, and this thing's fast. I mean, for its time, it's fast. And then I'm watching some of these videos of these, the content creators putting up there online and saying, hey, look, there's a slowdown here. And by golly, there's a slowdown there. And I'm like, for real? And how much did you guys pay for this out the door? And I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here. I'm just trying to, I'm trying to call this right down the middle, because if I paid $700 for this cabinet, I would be fuming.
Know what that would mean? How much was it?
I think it was what, $5.99 or $6.99 when it first came out.
Disappears.
I mean, you gotta Dubs. I think I asked you this question kind of off air. At what point do we sit there and go, we're being too critical because this is a toy? But your response, I want you to say that here, because you made a really valid point.
Just put me on the spot, Steve.
I am. I'm going to throw you right on the spot.
We have a private conversation, but I want you to broadcast it now.
Well, wait a second. It was in a, just so everybody knows.
We're doing a Jenny Jones.
It was no. It was in a Facebook chat. No. It was in a private Facebook chat. I got to disclose that.
Yeah. A private one-on-one Facebook chat between me
That's
and the
right.
Tech Buzz. No corporate espionage.
No.
You have to be very, very clear.
And I basically told Steven the same thing I did in my Arcade 1-Up video I made 3 weeks ago. And I hadn't made an Arcade 1-Up video in 3 weeks. And 3 weeks ago, I made a video and said, look, until they fix their issues, I'm not spending money on any new products. Once they fix their issues and prove to me they care about the consumers and the community, I will buy new products. But in that video, I did kind of mention something along the lines of, if these were still like $300 oversized toys, you can be a little bit more forgiving about the emulation and the sticks and the buttons. Like, we complained back then, but then again, if you think about then versus now, like for a $300 cabinet, you're like, okay, you can be a little more forgiving. But these cabinets are now $600, $700, $800, $1,000. And I'm sorry, but for a $600 product, the emulation needs to be great. The online experience needs to be great. And the controls need to be great. The build quality of the cabinet needs to be great. $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000, they need to step it up. It shouldn't feel like, what is that called? It shouldn't still feel like a toy at that price range. Does that make sense?
Well, isn't that the point? At those large machines, they're not supposed to feel like a toy. They're supposed to be pro line. And all you're doing is getting a little more wood for its size. That's it.
And I'm watching the comments here. A lot of guys are saying, I think King Creole said he's like, stupidly, I paid $700 for it. And Dubs, back to what you were saying about not buying anything. I said the same thing. I wanted to buy Killer Instinct this weekend so bad for $220, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. They can't even ship me the game that I purchased 3 months ago because they're having issues, whatever it is. Like, they need to get this stuff worked out. I personally, let me just state this. So you guys have heard me say this. I don't care if these games are online. If I owned Blitz, I would not play it online. When I get Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I'm not playing it online. Don't really care. I didn't play it 30 years ago online. I'm not going to play it now. That's just me. That's fine. But I feel bad for a lot of you guys who spent your hard-earned money at the retail price for this at that price to do this. And so my expectations is a little bit different. But don't come out and just be like, here you go, guys. Here's a teaser. We're going to give you one game. And everybody's like, oh, this is great. We got one game. And it doesn't work right. To me, that's not acceptable. That means you rush the product. And you've lost a lot of us, guys that were cheerleaders that are like, hey, we're building a home arcade. We want these arcades. This, in my opinion, could spell disaster for Arcade 1-Up, and the argument could come up and say, well, you guys are at 0.01%. The rest of the guys that are buying these cabinets, they really don't care. They don't care if the emulation's bad or online or stuttering and this and that because they don't remember how the game was played. But, and Bo brings this up here, the issue is false advertising. That's the problem because they hyped this up so bad. Would we all agree? This was overly hyped.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
What gets me more is it was all hyped and all that, and having some issues, and there's this.
Well, so that's my next part of my rant.
Yeah.
That's the next part. So for weeks in, weeks out, and this is not a bash against content creators, so please do not take it this way. But John D went around to every show, and he's getting on these shows, and he's, telling you guys, hey, you got to order this. He's going out there and they're cheering. This is going to be great. Online's going to be great. He got all these football players to come on and say, this is going to be great. You guys can play online. And everybody's hyped up. I mean, I got to admit, I was kind of excited to see how this was going to play out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's doing the 1-Up show that he had, and they were doing it monthly, and then it went to weekly. Like, hey, we're gonna put the show out there. We're gonna be community driven. We're gonna communicate with you guys, and then all these problems started arising. And what happened, Glenn? That's what's going on right now. Everybody's radio silent.
And now no one, there's nothing. I mean, all of them, nothing.
Yeah.
It's like they fell off the internet. And people want answers. You guys deserve answers if you pre-ordered this for $700.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve answers. Like, at least, and you can slam AtGames for different things, but at least they give you a timeline. They're like, hey, this is like Dubs when you were talking about Dr. Seuss. Like, they've been putting the timeline out, and for the most part, they hit those they hit those dates. They do have some rough patches with firmware, but at least they're upfront and honest with it. And I think,
well, when it comes to AtGames, all their pinball packs and game packs have released as scheduled the day they said it would. However, when it comes to their firmware updates, whatever day they give you, you always add one more week. Because they'll say, because the AtGames will say, the new firmware is going in on October 15th. Well, that means October 22nd. They
do the Elon Musk. Elon Musk release dates.
Yeah,
I've been covering them for 3 years. Every time they say we're releasing a firmware on this day, it's always the next week when it finally comes. They always send out the message. Sorry, guys. Next week. We'll get to it next week.
So I
It's
think
funny. I think it's hilarious.
It is.
It's always, just add a week to any AtGames firmware announcement.
But at least they're communicative about it. They're telling you there's a channel log where you can see a change log about everything that's being changed inside of it. This goes back to, I feel like Arcade 1-Up doesn't have the right beta testers. I don't want to be a beta tester. This isn't about, hey, I'm raising my hand. I don't want to do it. But you need somebody that goes through and understands how software works, how these controls work and integrate with software, how much delays on these encoder boards, what the monitor is putting and adding this, because there's a lot of guys in here that get really crazy with the delay to the screen.
I don't know anything about any of those things. I'm glad I was never picked because I don't know anything about controls or anything about emulation. I don't, it's not like I've reached out to people and say, hey, maybe I can help, but that's okay. That's okay. They're doing a great job.
And honestly, though, Glenn, because you don't play the football games or follow stuff like that, but you understand how that works, you would be a prime target. But instead, they go after.
Oh, I'm a target.
They go after these.
Yeah, but in a different way.
High, these guys that are cheerleaders for the company, which is fine. You can be a cheerleader for the company, but if you're not getting any results,
it's actually okay. I mean, everything that they were doing before was okay. They're promoting. Any company's going to do that. You want to promote the product.
100%.
And it's okay that these machines, unlike the first generation, does have firmware updates. So it's okay. You can say, listen, and it did get released. We found bugs. That's fine. But that kind of happened, and they said, we're going to fix all these things. We got it to, we want to make sure the online is working before this is working, which, again, wasn't true. And then more problems, and then, poof, there's just the crickets. Remember my crickets?
Yep.
There's that. And it's not the first time they've done it. And it drives me crazy because it wasn't a cheap machine to begin with. And there are features that were promised that aren't there. So at least say, listen, okay, we understand. We let the community know we understand. Listen, we realize it's a big, just communicate. But they don't. They communicate down your throat in the beginning, all these great things, it's fantastic. And if anyone else has a problem with it, too bad. You're an idiot. You don't know anything. But then when there is a problem, they just disappear and go away. Or there are people talking about the product that have no idea about the back end stuff or the encoder stuff or the control stuff.
And that's what B's saying here. B's like, hey, I'm still waiting on MVC2 online updates too, but was glad to see that they did add a patch notes to their latest MV update, but to fix the input lag. But didn't Justin Wong, and correct me if I'm wrong, because we all watched that stream when they announced this, didn't he say in Las Vegas, I believe Rex or somebody had a clip of this, he said there's no input lag whatsoever on this when he was asked directly. And now all of a sudden, it was like they did on the last One-Up show. He goes, listen, we know there's lag on this. We know there's input lag. And all the guys that are hardcore, like She-Line and some of the other, like B, they're like, wait, whoa, back up, hold up, time out. There's lag? You said there wasn't lag. Mm-hmm. So where's the transparency? So I guess that's where I'm going with this. They're really hurting the brand, in my opinion. That's where this discussion is going. It's not about rehashing Blitz and rehashing Marvel vs. Capcom. It's being fed all this stuff.
Kong did a comment here. If you could pull up Kong's comment here.
Let me grab it. Go ahead. I'm pulling it.
Basically, he says, you're getting it?
Yep.
He goes, Kong's saying they're working with the coders that know the limitations and issues, but the fact that there has been no updates in MVC2 have me worried.
Mm-hmm. And that's fair. That's an honest assessment. And I think, honestly, Dubs, that's one of the reasons that you really didn't pre-order, besides not having nostalgia. You just, not even to review it, to maybe sell later on, you didn't want to be bothered.
Yeah, MVC2 Street Fighter wasn't my thing. Even if the cabinet was released 100% perfect, like with the online play like it should have been, ready to go day one, I still wouldn't have bought the cabinet because it's not my jam. It's not Mortal Kombat, baby! It's got to be Mortal Kombat. So I would have let other people enjoy that cabinet. So when it comes to NFL Blitz, though, the beta came out. And for instance, last night, I played 4 online games right here in my office, right there on that bad boy. And I can tell you, the first 2 games I played, they played fantastic. They played fantastic. I'm on Ethernet now. The people I'm playing against are on Wi-Fi, but they had full bars. But even if I'm on Ethernet and they're on Wi-Fi, it's going to feel like we're still playing both on Wi-Fi because they're not on Ethernet, right? But anyway, I digress. So the first 2 games ran really, really well. No complaints. Got through all 4 quarters. Had a good time. The third game, we were in the third quarter. All of a sudden, the game dropped, just kicked us out. And we had our quarters all the way in, both of us. We paid for the full 4 quarters. Third quarter, we got kicked out. The game crashed. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then in the fourth game, everything ran perfect, and it felt really good. It was a fun game. It was very competitive, and there was about 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, everything slowed down. It's like it slowed down to like 10 frames per second. It's like our connection was like dragging. And I don't know what could have caused it. Could have been my internet provider. Could have been his provider. Could have been the fact that this stuff just isn't ready to go. I have no clue. I'm not a tech whiz. I don't know what caused it. But still, all of a sudden, it just kept dragging and dragging and dragging. Now, I was losing 38-24 in that game. So if the game did completely drop, I probably wouldn't have minded, right? But I was hoping I was hoping the game would finish because the guy who was playing against me, he was probably pretty excited that he was kicking my ass, right? He was doing we had a really good game up until the third quarter when he blew me out in the third quarter, and then fourth quarter, but it dragged from like a minute 12 to about there were like 10 seconds left in the game, and then all of a sudden it's like the game caught up again. You know what I mean? And we were running fine, but that could have been caused by anything, right? I don't know, mine internet, his internet, this system itself, who knows, right? But either way, it's a hit or miss experience. It's definitely not ready to go. It's definitely not
Michael
perfect.
D has a question for you there that's pinned on the screen there for you. It's on your screen.
Well, I don't know what this means by frame skipping. Like, does it lag and feel like some frames jump? Like, sure, like that's happened a few times. But like I said, the first two games it played great. Didn't notice any issues, right? And and maybe here's the other thing I was thinking too. Maybe it's because I did like 4 online games in a row. Like now I'm like worried. Am I overheating the thing? Right? Like, is it getting too hot? I'm like, this is why they should be beta testing their own crap. Why is the community beta testing
but
it?
that shouldn't even be an excuse.
You know?
You shouldn't have to worry about playing 2 or 3 or 4 times overheating. That should all be stuff taken care of before it's released.
I know, but all these thoughts go through our brains, right? And then we speculate and we wonder and all this stuff, and like we should just be able to turn it on, play, turn it off. That should be the end of my experience. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, if they come back and they fix all this, we'll come back on here. We'll sing their praises and say that they fixed it.
Yeah.
And just, but right now we got to call it the way we see it. They haven't fixed it. They haven't made it better, and I feel sorry for these. We're not going to drudge this on and on. We do have what's on deck with Mr. Endless One Up, so check this out.
Thanks for watching Game Time, everybody. It's Endless One Up. Let's take a break and talk about some Steam news. We're not talking about what's on deck today. We're going to talk about how you can get yourself a deck. That's right. Steam and Valve, the company that brought you the Steam Deck, has gone insane. During the Game Awards this year that will be broadcasted on Steam, which is super rad. It's about a 2.5 hour long event. Every minute during that event, they were going to give away a 512 gigabyte Steam Deck. Like, what the crap? PlayStation's never done that. Nintendo's never done that. Heck, I don't know of any other company that's done something like that. This is why I like Steam. This is why I love freaking Steam. That's amazing. A freaking minute. So let's bring it up on the screen. I can't even fathom this. Like, how much money is this going to cost them? Like, kudos to them for even doing this. So you can see up on the screen here, the Game Awards Steam Deck giveaway. In celebration of the Game Awards, Steam Decks now being in stock and gaming in general, we'll be giving away one 512 gigabyte Steam Deck every minute during the live airing of the Game Awards. Enter to below for your chance to win. So you just register, and you can set a little reminder. You can do it on Outlook, Google, Apple. It's great, and you get this little sticker. I'm already registered, so I already done it. So how do you enter? There are a couple little bit of rules here. Here they are. So here's how the giveaway will work. You must register to enter the drawing and be watching the Game Awards. And then you have to watch the Game Awards on Steam. So don't go watching it somewhere else. You have to be on Steam to watch it. And then to register, you have to be in the US, Canada, UK, or EU, and you've had to make a purchase within the last year ending on November 14th of this year, and that was to verify your country. You have to be in good standing, and you have to have a non-limited account. And then you can learn about what a limited account is. I'm not going to click on that. And then on December 8th, when the Game Awards air, every minute a random name will be drawn from the pool of registrants currently watching the show on stream. This is why you need to watch it on Steam. So, did I say stream? Steam. Sorry. And then we'll be streaming the Game Awards, and here's the link. I'm going to put this below, and I'm going to put this video up on my channel as well. So come visit my channel if you need these links. They'll be down below in the description. I'll give you a link to the Steam-powered website here. I'll give you a link to the Steam TV. You should have everything you need to enter and stuff, and hopefully that you have bought a game and you do have a Steam account in good standing. But hey, super freaking exciting. This console here is probably going to change the world. Well, at least it'll make Linux cooler, right? But hey, thanks a lot for watching. Let's get back to game time. Peace.
All right, huge shout out and thank you to Endless One Up for another What's on Deck. And now we're going to go into a new segment that we have for the show, and this is the Retro Gaming Spotlight.
Retro Gaming Spotlight.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome to a new segment we call Retro Gaming Spotlight. In this segment, we are going to be looking at some aspect of retro gaming. Maybe it's an old game that you forgot about. Maybe it's a hidden gem that you really didn't know something about. Maybe it's a service or an app or something that created a unique gaming experience. And for this first segment, I wanted to shine a spotlight on a service that some of you may be aware of, some of you maybe not. It's not something that I've heard people talk about a lot recently, but it is a way that you can play retro games on your PC, on your phone, on other services, and it's called AtStream Arcade. All right, and this is the website for AtStream Arcade. Now, this is a free service that lets you play over 1,500 retro arcade and console games directly on the website, or you can download an app to your PC. You can play it on your Android smartphone, on your Mac. There's a bunch of different ways that you can play this. I believe you can even download this and play it on a Fire TV stick. And it gives you access to, like I said, over 1,500 different arcade and console games. Now, while I did mention that this app is free, there are a couple of caveats to that. First off, in order to play any of the games, you have to spend these gems. And the way that you get these gems are through different things. You will get an allotment of them every day that you log into the service. You can get them by completing different challenge games that they have set up, and I'll get into that for a second. You can also purchase a premium membership and play any game you want, anytime you want, without having to pay for gems. I believe it's $6.99 a month or $40 for a year. So it is comparable to a lot of services out there like the Nintendo Switch Online or Xbox Live, things like that. So one of the cool things about this service is not only can you play the games on it, but they have different tournaments set up that you can play against other people online. They have challenges set up that if you beat the challenge, like I said, you can be awarded gems to play any of the other games that you want on here. And it just adds a fun aspect to the game above and beyond just playing the game. Alright, so let's try this cool challenge. This is for Smash TV, and the challenge is called It's Showtime. Let's put this to the audience at home. How high can our contestant score with just one life? Well, let's see how far I can get. And there we go. Game over. So there you have it. That is AtStream Arcade. It's a really cool way to be able to play some old school retro arcade and console games. It is a free service. You can play it on your PC. You can play it on a web browser. You can play it on your smartphone. And be sure to check it out, all right? That's going to do it for this Retro Gaming Spotlight. Enjoy the rest of game time.
Do it. Do that. Do it. Do that voice. I want to hear it. Do it.
Do it! Do it now!
That was awesome.
We're like trying not to laugh during that. Bill, that was a great segment.
You got to hear what goes on behind the scenes while we're playing these clips sometimes. We got to do a blooper reel one of these days. Now. We got to do a blooper reel one of these days. I'm telling you.
You were so wild. You were so wild in that segment. I thought the show was
here we go.
Yanked. I thought the stream was going to get taken off the air, Bill.
Wait a second. I just noticed something. I just really noticed something. Wait, go back to that, Steven. Go back a second. Go back to four of us. Go back. I think P-Dubs and Bill have the same eyeglasses.
Here we go.
Let's put Bill and me. Let's put Bill and me side.
There we
by
go
side.
again.
So,
you want Bill and you side by side? There you go.
Yeah. So Bill and I noticed that we have the exact same brand and style of eyewear, which I was on YouTube before Bill. Therefore, Bill is copying me.
Yeah.
Bill.
I know. So I'm going out
Bill,
this weekend to buy some pink frames. And,
yes, I want
change
pink,
it up.
I want you rocking some pink frames because only I can have the black glasses in this space. So there you go.
I may go full on Elton John. I haven't, we'll see.
Wait, why don't you guys strike a pose and we can see? We'll chat room vote who has the better.
They're both too sexy. I can't pick. They're both way too sexy.
All right, now I feel like Night at the Roxbury.
All right. Is the show?
Where were
over?
we? I don't know. I derailed everything.
How long is this show? Is this show?
We're gonna be wrapping it up shortly.
Wait a second.
What?
Steven, your glasses look like theirs too.
What? You don't like my glasses?
Wait. Not first of all, I feel left out. But
Now
now,
you gotta
who gets to keep the glasses? Steven, you've been on YouTube how long?
I have been on YouTube for the past almost 15 years, 16 years.
So Bill's
like
gonna
that.
get pink glasses, and what's P-Dub's gonna have to get now?
Wait. Yeah, but he Tech Buzz got those glasses after I got mine.
No,
So
I've
he
worn
just
glasses
started
my whole
wearing
life. I just wear contacts all the time, and you don't know that.
them.
So
All right,
I still
whatever.
have my contacts in, but these are special blue light glasses. They take away the blue light, but I figured I'd put them on because they look exactly like those guys.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm feeling really left out here, so hold on a
Oh,
second.
here we
You guys
go.
are wearing all your
All right.
glasses.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he wins.
There we go.
Glenn's the winner.
Oh, those are
Glenn's the
best.
winner.
All right, there's
There you go.
there's the winner right there.
Yeah.
Here's your motley crew right here tonight, folks.
Yeah.
Everybody's asking when's She-Line coming back. She's the one who holds us all together, right?
She sent out a tweet today. Hang on a second. I think it was a tweet, or was it an Instagram photo?
Oh, is that the one with her with the purple hair? Because I was trying to figure out the one with the rainbow bright.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if she dyed her hair purple.
Yeah.
We
wonder
need to
if that
figure that out.
happened.
We need to figure that out.
I wonder if that happened, or if maybe she just totally decided to wig out, get it.
She did that before with the white
she did
wig.
that-
She's
Yeah,
done
she
that,
did
before.
that once
Yeah.
before.
She had us she got on. It was like sticker shock, dude. I was like, wow, that's a drastic change, man.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Jade will be back next week. She's got a lot going on.
Yes,
So
yes.
miss her.
So real quick, before we wrap this up here, we do want to
Mhm.
talk briefly about iArcade.
iArcade. News and notes.
So iArcade, the biggest news that's going on right now, besides Glenn having all kinds of stuff for it that he still won't tell us what he's bringing, is that you can get, I think it's $100 off of their original cabinets and their brand new Gold Series cabinets for the holidays. And I think that runs through the new year, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct on that, Mr. Dubs or Glenn? Or maybe
Sorry,
Bill.
I can't
Bill
hear you.
might
I got
know.
my glasses on. I can't hear a thing.
I think it runs through the new year. If somebody in the chat room knows.
It's at least until Christmas, if not the New Year.
Okay.
I think.
Either way, $100 off. You can get a good steal on it. I'm pulling up the website here. They also have the free shipping, and that's one thing too that I've been kind of really excited about with iArcade is Jong has been very transparent, unlike other people that we know. So that is any exciting games really quick for the iArcade before we get off of that you guys
Moon
would
Patrol
recommend.
came out. Moon Patrol's a classic.
Moon Patrol.
Moon Patrol's a lot of fun.
Okay.
That I've been enjoying.
So that's your pick. What's your pick, Bill?
Yeah, same. I've been enjoying Moon Patrol. I've been picking up a lot on the game sales that they had because it's a new cabinet to me. I only just got it this year, so this was a great opportunity to just load it up with a bunch of games. And that's the other thing too is they are now in round 2 of the game sales. So they went back to the first week again where it was all action games for 30% off, and they're just going to keep doing that for the next 4 or 5 weeks as well. So if you missed out on getting the games on sale that you wanted the first time around, you have an opportunity again over the next few weeks.
Glenn, that question there is for you. King Creole wants to know, is that what Glenn is giving us?
Can't say anything.
Oh, so somebody picked up on that. Somebody caught you with your
Interesting.
glasses on.
I need to inspect all the clues that are on this live stream.
I'm telling you
All right.
what. So let me pull this up really quick. Brad, you can always count on Papa Brad with the iArcade stuff. He says the iArcade consoles go from the original 64 gigabyte for $399. That's $300 off. Original 128 terabyte, gigabyte, $499. That's $300 off. Gold edition, $799, $200 off. And let me see here. You guys can see it in it. And it's free shipping throughout the continental U.S. while supplies last. There you go. So they have a good holiday sale. So if you're on the fence about getting iArcade, now's the time to get it. I would tell anybody that. If you're not certain, well, a bunch of us have reviews and stuff up, so you'll be able to find it. And don't just watch one review, watch them all and make your assessment off of it.
Yep.
Because P-Dubs likes games that he can win at. That's the only games he likes.
Well,
if you want the truth on games, you got to go watch somebody else.
I always tell people to watch more than one review. You should watch at least 3. But can I give you my opinion on an iArcade game that actually kind of surprised me?
No, please do.
And it's kind of funny because you know me, my multicades. A lot of us have access to play these games for free via nefarious methods. But we do buy games to, support the companies. Like I buy my Zen Pinball, I buy games on the iArcade. We want to support these companies. But one game that kind of surprised me was the Major Title 2, the golf game that they just released. If you like the what is that called? The Neo Geo Turf golf game?
Yes.
The game is very, very similar to that game. It's almost the exact same game. One thing I will say is the controls, the way you do your shots in the Neo Geo game is a bit easier versus versus the way you have to hit the ball.
Do you actually play this game? Because King Krill says that's not the case. You only play Magical Drop.
I like Magic Drop. But long story short, the Major Title 2, if you like the Neo Geo Turf Master, what is that?
Yeah, Neo Turf Masters.
Neo Turf Masters. Yeah.
Neo Turf. If you like that game, you'll like this game. And I've actually really been enjoying playing that game on the iArcade. It's been a lot of fun. But then again, I like golf video games. I suck at golf in real life, but I'm decent at it on the video game platform.
I hear you there.
They're a lot of fun. That's one.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. It's funny. It's goofy. It's got funny animations. Like if you screw up a shot, you'll see your character like, you know what I mean? Like there's some funny stuff happening. Like it's a fun game. I like it. I like golf games.
And if you want to see all of us, you'll download Retromania Wrestling. You'll see us in the wrestling arena. You'll see Glenn up there.
You'll see the predecessor. You'll see the retro buzz.
Oh, the retro buzz. Yeah.
Long live the retro buzz.
Yeah, Cool Toy. You lost a lot of hair there, Doug. You lost a lot of hair.
Puzzle Bobble.
What happened? Doug Cool Toy was so handsome, and he started a YouTube channel, and 4 years later.
But you see what we did.
This is what you get.
But you see what we did.
This is what you get. Look at Bill now.
Wait a second. We traded a Cool Toy for a She Lion.
There you go. There you go. But I want to know if she actually. I want to know if Jade dyed her hair purple because I saw that and like she tricked me last time. Like I legit thought she dyed her hair white. And she just did. She did it was an Instagram post today. If you follow She Lion on Instagram, and it looked like her hair was like purple, and I was like, "Is it real? Is it a wig? Is she playing a prank on me again?" We'll find out soon. But she looked great.
All right, I'm putting the Q&A in there. I don't know. Can we? Does it do anything there? When I do that. I haven't done the Q&A thing here.
Yeah.
Questions. Let me end the
YouTube
Q&A. This is stupid.
Yeah,
let me do a poll.
You put a question in, but no way for people to answer it. Way to go.
Right.
Way to go, YouTube. Way to go, YouTube.
I've been doing YouTube for 10 years.
Oh, boy.
I'm getting there. Hang on. Any other time, there's never a problem with people talking. All right, there we go. No, I was getting I can't do 3 things at once and be away from the
You're
microphone.
supposed to be able to do 2 or 3 things at
We're
once.
gonna do this last poll, and then we're gonna wrap this up here. See?
I think.
Oh, he says, we got news at the Tech Buzz Gaming. Cass is back. Yes, Cass is back. And we talked about this. Dubs and I have been talking about this in length because 2 years ago, which he did say to me, why are you bringing this up? Nobody remembers this. This is from 2 years ago. So I was told I can't talk about it. So we're not going to talk about it.
Well, it was 2 years ago. Nobody remembers Legends Center.
Oh, I remember it, especially the episode where you got high in the face and your wife almost killed you because you got it all over your office.
Nobody remembers Legends Center. But yeah, we had Cass do an intro for us, and I think I did a spoof of the Wayne's World Dreamweaver skit where I was like, Dreamweaver?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
And that was a lot of fun. Very pretty girl and very, very good sales and marketing girl. So she's back with AtGames, and what is the name of that company now?
It's Chiz 6 Media or something like that. But
yeah, that's to do. You have a company called Chiz something, and you sell it, and you just make a slightly different name, and you start a new company.
Well, because that's that's obviously his name. But some people had asked when I posted about that. They said, "Well, what's the benefits of them coming on?" And I wasn't trying to be snarky about it, but honestly, when it comes to marketing. I mean, Patrick will tell you because he was around the time when they were there. Things get more organized when it comes to marketing information. It's better for the customer because you get a lot different deals. They go to bat for the customer, to try to get you guys the best deals on different things and work it out. It comes out of a marketing budget and stuff. So there's a lot of good things that a good marketing company can do for the customer, but it also can do really good for the company, right? So if they can make more money for the company, that means more innovative products that can come out of the company. That means, you have a better experience. So there's a lot of pluses of, them having this company come in. So I'm excited for it personally because I know what they can do. But maybe I'm the only one.
Yep, the only one.
You're just mad because you weren't in the running. So, on that note, it looks like 53% say she did not dye her hair.
All right, so she's just pulling another prank on us.
And 47%, it's very close. 47% say or 46%, say yes, she did. So this could go either way, guys. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see, and I'll have to talk with her and see. But we're gonna wrap this up. Guys, we appreciate you hanging out. Mr. Dubs, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. The Super Game Room dudes. You have to wrangle all those animals together. That's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yes. We will be doing an episode of Super Game Room Dudes over on youtube.com/Super Game Room Dudes. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, so we're very excited. So make sure you guys tune in for that.
Is the whole crew going to be there?
The whole crew is scheduled to be there, all 4 dudes.
Nice. So you re-upped all the contracts, got everybody locked back in?
The only thing that could possibly happen is Nostalgia gets a last-minute invite to another family reunion, and he doesn't show up. Minus that,
how many?
Unless there's another sporadic family reunion, all 4 dudes should be there tomorrow night on YouTube.
You guys heard it right. So if they're not there, you're gonna go after Nostalgia.
Yep.
So, all right. And Mr. Bill, anything coming up special since you don't have a show tomorrow night? But do you have?
I do not.
Anything coming out? You've been sick. Do you have anything in the can?
I got a couple of things that I'm planning on working on soon. I am doing a series of shorts throughout the month of December. I bought a Marvel Funko Pop Advent Calendar. There's the first little guy from today. And I'm going to be doing a short every day to show which particular little pop is in that day's box. So,
nice.
That'll be a fun little series. So I'm happy to be doing that every day. And then I've got some normal content planned. that wonderful Arcade 1-Up company, I'm probably going to be doing my own personal predictions for next year as well. What I think they might bring out at CES or early next year.
Very cool. Dubs, I'm going to let you read that comment that's pinned right there.
I'm legally obligated to remind everyone that goes. You know what's funny is like we said that like once or twice as a joke, but sometimes when we make jokes on these podcast shows, they start to trend. And it stuck, and people were saying it like on multiple live streams on other channel streams that Cool Toys got all the ROMs. Contact Cool Toy to get ROMs. And Doug got a little upset about it, guys. Behind the scenes.
Remember we had Michael B. Remember we had Michael B.
Yeah.
record it, and then he came on here and said, Doug, we got a message from Michael B. And he's like, Cool Toy, thank you for taking my question, but where can I get these ROMs that you have?
Yeah, so he doesn't think it's funny, which makes it even more funny.
Well, I think he's warmed up to it now, but you're right. He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't feeling it at first. So, he's like, oh.
I don't want people to think I'm a ROM dealer. Oh man, he's so funny. like he's in a back alley, opens up his shirt. He's got pulling out USBs. He's like, how many USBs do you need? You know,
it was great.
Funny. It's so funny. Oh man.
All right, Mr. Glenn, what's going on with Thunderstick?
Well, we do, again, 30% off running right now to the end of the year. Just use Holiday 30 on the T-Stick site for 30% off of everything on the site, but not the Build-A-Cade. The Build-A-Cade is currently $99 for it, and it's selling extremely well, so you want to make sure you grab one before we run out. We will make more, but I want to get it before the holidays. You want to give it as a gift to anyone. And the community's been really, really good. We have people already making modifications for it. I know one guy is making a Donkey Kong conversion for it. Of course, that's something we're doing, but someone else will be making this for the Build-A-Cade. So if you want a little one of these for yourself, I have to go to the official, another one of my pages, that official GRS Build-A-Cade fan page. There's a link in there to a gentleman who will give a free STL file, I think, to make that happen. But that's it. We have a lot of stuff coming out in 23. I know I said for 22, but you know, the pandemic leftovers or all the shortages.
You're doing what Arcade 1-Up does. Don't. Yeah, I see.
Hey,
I see how
you
it is.
You learn from the people who do it the best, and no one does it better than them. So I'm going to steal that from them.
All right.
And of course, we'll have Kickin' Old School tomorrow before Super Game Room Dudes tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube.
Yes. So get your Depends. Get your get it all ready because Glenn and Steve are going to take you old school. So,
diapers.
Guys, appreciate you coming out to this crazy zany show. Yes, at least for us, it was crazy zany. Guys, you can find me on YouTube, The Tech Buzz. Appreciate it. We'll be back next week. We only got a few shows left, and then the holidays will be here. But we appreciate everybody coming out and showing their support. Till next time, guys. Keep it buzzing.